Hello there, in this video we are going to take a look at the Karnax rig here inside of Blender. And before we go into the video, don't forget to like, subscribe if you aren't already subscribed, and that's it, let's go. Alright, so when you open your blend file, this is basically what you should have on your screen. Most likely, if something is different from this, is the rig UI here. And for it to show up, if it's not already here, you can come here to the scripting tab. And then you're gonna just have to come here and press this play button. Okay, so now that we have everything set up, let's take a look at how this rig UI works. First of all, we're gonna take a look at the bone collections right on the top here. These ones, they are responsible for the visibility of the collections of the bones. So, for example, these here, they are the central bones. So all the bones that goes in the center of the character, going like this. And so torso, head, we have here root, head, torso, and the tail. They are up here, and we can manage the visibility right here. And one thing that's very important in this rig and most of our rigs here is you're gonna have this curve here, and inside this curve you have these boxes. First of all, these curves, they are responsible for the rotation of the whole chain. So in this case, since we are in the tail, if I rotate this guy here, you can see that it rotates the whole chain like this. So if I come up here and take a look from above, we can see it rotates the tail like this. It's pretty useful to get some fast posings. And of course, if you want to have fine control, we have these boxes. When rotating these boxes, we have the rotation only on that particular place. And you're gonna have the same thing, the same behavior here in the spine chain. So for example, this here is the torso controller, this one is the pelvis, and then up here we have the spine control 02 here. When we rotate it, we can see that it rotates the chain. And the same thing, the box controls that single part right there. Alright. Now we also have this arm collections and leg collections, so these are responsible for the limbs. And as we can see, they are separated by left, right, and FK, IK. So this way, you can toggle on and off the ones that you are using. So for the arm, here there is a particular thing that is very important when you are in IK mode. Let me change this guy here. When you are in IK mode, you're gonna see that you have this controller here. Yeah, it's actually not working because we need to change it from IK to FK down here. And so now that we have it in IK, we're gonna go back here later. But when we are in IK, this controller here is the one that moves the arm chain. And this one here is going to be responsible for the arm rotation, as you can see. So this one is not supposed to rotate or to scale, as it is only meant to be moved around, because in this way, since it is aligned with the world axis, it makes things a little bit easier to get right in the graph editor. So that's basically it for the arms. Let's take a look at the legs. Here we are already in FK, actually in IK. We have this controller here, which is going to be responsible for the foot rotation. So if we rotate it, we can see that it works like this. And then here we have the IK controller, just like normal. And for the FK is pretty straightforward. So just to check it out, let's take a look at the panel here for IK and FK switch. So in this place here, we can change the arm chain and the leg chain to IK or FK, depending on what is needed for the animation. And when it's 0 here, we can see this guy. When it is set to 0, it is IK. When it is set to 1, it is FK. So for example, here, let's put the arm in FK. We are gonna see that we have here the chain normal, like we should in a simple FK chain. And the same happens with the legs. So if I change it here, we have here the simple chain like this. Alright, one thing that you might have noticed is when changing the values here, we also change the collection visibility up here. So this is automatically changed in this panel here. So when we are in FK, we change to the FK collection visibility on and the IK collection visibility off. This way we are only going to see what we are working with. And all right, so now that we take a look on how to work with the IK-FK switch panel, let's go down a little bit further to the isolate rotation. This one is a little bit easier to see if we have everything here set to FK. So let's put it all to FK. I'm gonna grab here the torso controller and put it up like this and rotate the body like this. As you can see, the arms and the legs and also tail, head, they are all keeping the same orientation as they had previously. And this is because of this isolate rotation that we have here. As you can see, all the properties, they are set to 0, which means they are not going to follow the parent rotation. So basically, if we change this here to 1, then you can see that now it is following the parent rotation, as we can see here for the arms, here for the legs, here for the tail, the neck, and at last for the head. So this is basically how it works in this isolate rotation part here. Let's bring it back to how it was. So I'm gonna get everyone here, I'll GRS, and then also get the values back to 0 here. Another thing that we have in this rig UI is this masks part here. Basically, this is used to isolate parts of the body for the mesh itself. So for example, if I don't want to see the horns, I can come here and toggle it off. I don't want to see the head, the hair, torso, tail, arms left and right, and legs left and right. So we can change the visibility of them right here. And since we have these masks here, there is one thing that's very important, which is when exporting the model to another place, we are gonna have to do a little thing before, which is here in object mode, I selected here the body, and let's go here to the modifiers. Here in these modifiers, we have a lot of masks modifiers here. And when exporting and having it set to apply the modifiers when exporting, basically what is going to happen is that it's going to apply all these masks, and then we are not going to be able to see the model. So before exporting, we have to delete these masks. So after exporting, you can get it all back. And for example, if you are exporting FBX animations, it doesn't really matter if they are here, as long as you have already exported the skeletal mesh. Alright, another thing that's very important is that this character here, as we can see, it has this multi-res modifier, and it comes with 3 different subdivisions. Here the one that we are seeing is the lowest, the one with the lowest details, and so we have here a total of 22,000 triangles, and then we can crank it up. So there we go, 88,000 triangles, and then the last one goes to 355,000 triangles. So if you want some LODs for your character, you can use these here, for example. So To export is basically you set here the level that you want to be exported in this level viewport. Don't forget to delete the mask subdiviers and then export just like normal. Well, so basically that's it for this model. I hope you liked it, and if you still don't have this model, you can grab it from one of the links in the description. And that's it. If you go all the way here, don't forget to like, subscribe to the channel to see more content, more creations, and maybe some tutorials, of course, in the future. So now I'm gonna leave you with a quick show reel of how this guy looks rendered. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.